Hello, everybody. Welcome to South Texas College SaborFest. I am here with One Up Mushrooms today. We're going to talk about mushrooms. We're going to talk about their journey, their culinary journey, and then we're going to make some stuff with their delicious mushrooms.
That's right.
So, how are you doing today?
Good.
Doing great.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Right.
We're excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. Right?
Absolutely.
I'm excited to kind of hear the journey, right? How you got here, how it all started.
Yes, absolutely. First and foremost, my name is Ramiro Villarreal,
I'm Andres Aguirre.
and out there is Jose Aguirre, our partner as well, and we are One Up Mushroom Products. I would like to thank you guys for having us over, first and foremost. Chef Nadia, Chef Jennifer, and of course yourself, Chef Ruben.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for giving us the spot and highlighting us. I'd like to briefly discuss our history, how we got started. This was a project started by my girlfriend Maria and I about 4 years ago. The first iteration was called the Mushroom Source, and it was a home-based project. We started in first our little office, our home office, with some small greenhouses and a lot of literature, a lot of books, a lot of videos, a lot of learning. And we soon after that partnered up with some local restaurants that really liked our product. So we expanded into our garage, and it was a small one-car garage, but we were able to produce quite a bit more mushrooms than we had started with. So fast forward a few years, Maria started her real estate career, and I was pretty much doing this solo, okay? And so by that time, we did have a few customers and a few farmers markets. So it was a little difficult for me to run the whole thing by myself, administrative and production and deliveries and all that good stuff. And of course, Andres and Jose and I have been friends since high school, and they went by and looked at the operation that I had going, and they were very interested in it. They really liked what was going on and everything surrounding the fungi culture, you know. And so we talked about partnering up. They said, man, you know, we could possibly help you out. And we talked for a few months, and right around the time the pandemic hit is when we decided to partner up. So we did have to pivot a little bit there because, of course, restaurants were shut down. We weren't selling as much fresh produce as we would like. But that's when we started focusing on the medicinal side of some of these mushrooms and their beneficial compounds. So yeah, we pivoted in that manner. We did a lot of research, and we developed our tinctures that we have now. And now fast forward a few more years, and we are now located at 305 North Conway, which is where we have our production facility and our office. We've been able to grow from a project to a full-fledged business. We have local partners that carry our products. A lot of restaurants that carry our fresh products. You can see us at farmers markets, the McAllen, Tres Lagos Farmers Market, Bryan House Farmers Market that's also coming up. And of course, on our social media, you can always contact us through there. So I'm going to go ahead and give it up to Andres. He's going to explain a little bit about the mushroom varieties that we have and that we brought today, and the mushroom varieties that we do grow.
All right. That would be fantastic.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Ramiro.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chef Ruben.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as Ramiro said, mushrooms, they're very popular here with a lot of our clients, our local restaurant partners, because of their versatility, their flavor, and their texture. We cultivate so many varieties that are all very different.
And they look awesome.
They're very beautiful.
They're hiding right now. That's going to be the reveal a little bit later.
We're about to pull them out.
We're gonna do a drum roll and all that good
That's
stuff.
right. No,
First,
so-
let's talk a little more.
Yeah, we brought 4 different varieties for you guys to check out today and to use in your demo. And I'll explain a little bit about each one. Of course, they're very tasty, but they're also very nutritious, right? So this is a really cool kind of superfood, if you will, or adaptogenic is another word that's thrown around frequently because of the types of nutrients that mushrooms have and the benefits for the body. So without further ado, we will get right into it.
All right. Let's get an overhead shot here. We want to see this beauty.
So
Oh my God, what is
Look
that?
at that.
first we
Give it
have
like
here.
this. Give it a little,
there you
so
go.
you can see all the wonderfulness.
There you go. First we have here.
A little turn.
Exactly. This is the blue oyster mushroom. This is a small bouquet of blue oyster mushrooms. These mushrooms can actually, the bouquets can get quite large, about the entire size of this cutting board. The caps can also get quite big, but this is a nice little specimen that we brought to experiment with. So as you will see, as you rotate the bouquet, on the bottom side here we have what is the stem of the mushroom, and all the way here at the bottom, this is the part where they all converge, and we have a bit of the substrate, which is where they grow on. So when these are actually used in the kitchen, it's good, this whole part right here is going to need to be sliced off and discarded, but the entire stem upwards into the cap is edible and very tasty. The blue oyster mushroom is going to be one of the kind of classic mushroom taste, except it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more robust, a little bit more savory than your average white button mushroom or portobello, the things that you find at the supermarket. So again, these are all gourmet varieties, gourmet mushrooms that chefs love to use because of those qualities. They have a lot more flavor. This one in particular has a lot of that umami flavor, right? That's a term that is
We're
known.
definitely going to talk about that.
For sure. Okay, so coming up next, we have the lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane is a very interesting one, as you can see.
Oh yeah.
It looks almost like a cauliflower, like a brain formation. Curiously enough, it is really good for the nervous system. This mushroom is not only edible, but it also has medicinal qualities because of the specific terpenoids that are found in the mushroom. And these substances, which is one of the extracts that we make, is made from lion's mane. These substances, they help fortify the nervous system, and they help to heal nerve damage. So that's some really interesting, cool stuff about this mushroom. But in terms of the way that the flavor profile and the texture, it's really curious because the flavor profile is frequently described as a sort of almost a seafood, a tangy kind of flavor profile. When it's cooked, a lot of people use it to replace, for example, seafood dishes with this mushroom in order to make them fully vegan. So we've seen people make like crab cakes out of this, or like replace lobster in some dishes. It's really interesting in the way that it shreds up as well. So once you start, you can dice it or cut it any way, it will retain its form. But you can also shred it, so you get some really interesting textures out of it.
You can kind of just pull it apart.
That's right. That's right. You can pull it apart, and you get these really cool textures, some really interesting things to play around with. This is one mushroom that we've seen chefs just get really creative with. So we love growing it. Again, because of its taste, it's really unique, and also because of the health benefits. You know. So we'll put this over here. There you go. Thank you very much. Up next, we have these guys, which are known as black pearl oyster mushrooms. So these are a variety of oyster mushroom similar to the blue oyster, except these are actually a hybrid strain. This is a combination between a blue oyster and a king trumpet mushroom. So as you can see, the cool thing about these is that the stem and the cap are much bigger. The stem is really, really spongy, and it has a nice texture. So again, this is something that chefs can get very creative with. You can slice it into rounds and make kind of like a vegan scallop, if you will.
Just look on the inside, the gills.
There you go. Look at the gills. It's very cool. Cool stuff. Very nice. That's actually where the spores come from, where they're released at the end of the mushroom life cycle, so that they can continue to grow and make other mushrooms. Very interesting. And again, the stem is nice and meaty, so it's a really good replacement for meat, or for people who want to replace a nice firm texture. The stem is really good for that.
Ground it up into a vegan burger.
Exactly, a vegan burger, combine it with other veggies. There's a million and one things that can be done, and that's a really nice one. And then last but not least, we have these beauties. We have the chestnut mushroom.
Let's put these here in the front.
There you go.
Some nice color. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. So these chestnut mushrooms, as their name implies, they have a nutty flavor profile. They're very robust, and it's almost like what would you say besides nutty?
It's a very earthy.
Earthy. There you go. It's an earthy, nutty kind of mushroom flavor. The caps are really soft and nice texture, and the stems are really cool too. Again, like the base of this one, this is all a part that's going to have to be cut off and is not edible. But the stem itself, it is edible and it's very tasty. It actually has a texture that is similar to almost like an asparagus. So it retains that snap. You know, even after you cook it, it's got a nice little snap to it. It's really nice texture to bite into and to enjoy. So that's kind of a summary of the different mushrooms that we brought today. We do grow other varieties as well. We also do special, varieties on request. Sometimes we've had some chefs come up and tell us, "Hey, man, you should try to grow this one or this one. I want to experiment with that."
Definitely.
So those are things that we're always looking into, and we're trying to help bring to our local market. Especially, since the interest in gourmet mushrooms is picking up a lot here in our region. So,
all right,
that's pretty much the rundown of these mushroom varieties.
All right.